Hello, beautiful soul. If you've been seeing the number 1111, dreaming of water, or feeling an unexplained shift in your energy, this message was meant for you. You didn't find this video by accident. The universe has been quietly aligning synchronicities, signs, and intuitive nudges to lead you to this very moment. Scorpio, you are not here to seek revenge. You are here to restore karmic balance. You've always felt things deeply, seen through masks, and carried the weight of silent battles no one else knew. But now, everything is shifting. The same people who once doubted you're beginning to feel the echo of your transformation. Not because you forced them to see it, but because your very presence now reflects their spiritual misalignment. You are their karmic wake-up call, not in anger, but in sacred truth. The number 9 may follow you, reminding you that old cycles are ending, and you are stepping into your divine purpose. Your energy is no longer available to those who dishonor it, and that boundary alone is the justice they never expected. You didn't need to prove them wrong. You just had to become everything they couldn't believe you were. This isn't just about astrology or destiny. It's about soul contracts, energetic frequency, and who you're becoming when no one's watching. You're not just healing, you're activating. So breathe. You are the karmic mirror now. And what they see in you is not revenge. It is the sacred consequence of ignoring the divine when it stood before them. Welcome to the Mystic Astrozen, your sacred space for cosmic truth, spiritual clarity, and soulful awakening. Let's begin. And now that you're here, Scorpio, let's go deeper. Because what you're experiencing is not just personal growth. It's a spiritual evolution that's reshaping the way others experience you. You used to wonder why people misunderstood you, why they dismissed your silence as weakness or your depth as danger. But the truth is, your soul has always been speaking a different language, one of transformation, of cosmic remembrance, of karmic purpose. The number 13, often feared by others, is your sacred code, linked to death in the tarot, and symbolic of endings, rebirth, and the sacred unknown. You are ruled by Pluto, the planet of destruction and resurrection, and when life pushed you into the shadows, it wasn't to break you, it was to initiate you. You were never meant to fit into shallow spaces or beg for recognition. The pain, the betrayal, the isolation, it all served to prepare your spirit to become the mirror that others now cannot avoid. This is why they feel uncomfortable around you lately, why their energy shifts when you enter the room. You're not saying anything, but your aura speaks volumes. It tells the truth. It exposes what's false. You didn't change to impress them. You evolved to align with your highest self, and that alignment is your power. Their regret, their realization, their silence, that's not your revenge. That's their karma being delivered in real time, wrapped in the quiet power of your presence. And the beauty is, you don't need them to admit it. You already feel the shift. Spirit is showing you feathers, butterflies, coins, not random signs, but confirmations that you are the justice, the consequence, the lesson. You are the embodied truth they tried to ignore. This is not about punishment. It's about energy returning to its rightful source. You are no longer waiting for them to understand. You are walking in the clarity that you were always more than enough, so trust it, Scorpio. Your transformation is the prophecy fulfilled. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal the real reason you had to become this version of you. And as you continue to walk in that truth, Scorpio, the energy around you begins to respond differently. It's not just people who sense the change, it's situations, timelines, frequencies. You've shifted dimensions without even realizing it, and now everything that isn't in alignment with your soul's evolution is quietly falling away. Don't resist the shedding. The friendships that no longer feel warm, the conversations that no longer feed you, the places that now feel too small. It's all part of the divine rearrangement. The number 555 may start to appear more often now, signaling change, liberation, and a quantum leap into higher alignment. You are not being punished for growing. You're being redirected toward what you've silently prayed for. And yet, there are people watching from a distance, confused, even hurt, because they don't understand how you became this powerful, calm, sovereign version of yourself. They remember the version of you who over-explained, who tolerated, who waited. But that version died in silence, and what rose in its place is not someone seeking validation, but someone living in sacred balance. That's what they feel now. The dissonance between the version of you they mistreated and the version of you who no longer looks back. You don't need to block them. You don't need to say a word. Your energy has already become a closed gate to those who chose not to walk with integrity. That's the highest form of justice. And Spirit wants you to know, you are not wrong for pulling back. You are not cold for being selective. You are not vengeful for protecting your peace. You are embodying what karmic closure looks like when handled with grace. So when you feel the urge to shrink or apologize for how much you've changed, pause. You didn't come this far to play small again. You came to honor the sacred contract your soul made before you were even born. Let them watch. Let them wonder. And let your alignment speak the truth louder than any words ever could. Stay with me, because your karmic power is only beginning to bloom. And now, as you settle into this new frequency, Scorpio, something remarkable is happening. You've become a mirror. Not just any mirror, but a spiritual reflection that shows people the truth about themselves. Your transformation is no longer just personal. It's karmic, and it's active. When someone stands in your presence now, they don't just see you, they feel what they're not. And that can be deeply unsettling to those who have spent their lives hiding behind illusion. The number 11 may start appearing often. 1111, 111, reminding you that your alignment is triggering awakenings in others, even when they don't admit it. You are no longer the one absorbing others' energy. You're the one activating it. This is why old friends, ex-lovers, or even family may grow distant or defensive without clear reason. It's not rejection. It's resistance. Your light is revealing their shadows, and not everyone is ready to face themselves. You don't even have to say a word. You simply walk into a room, and the vibration shifts. People remember what they did. They recall what they said. They sense what they ignored. You've become karma's quiet reminder, not to punish, but to invite reflection. And those who are spiritually ready will rise with you. But those who aren't, they'll avoid you, misunderstand you, or project onto you. Let them. You were never meant to carry their avoidance. You were meant to stand in truth. And the more you do, the more the universe confirms your role as a sacred disruptor. A soul who came not to blend in, but to call forth what's hidden. Through vibration, not violence. Through presence, not performance. So when they look at you now, and can't find the version they once controlled or dismissed, understand, It's not their fault they're uncomfortable. You are simply vibrating at the frequency of truth, and truth always disturbs the lie. Stay close, Scorpio, because in the next part, we'll unlock why your new energy field is magnetizing everything aligned with your divine timeline. And so, Scorpio, as you continue standing in the power of your truth, your entire frequency has shifted, and with it, your reality is recalibrating. This is why certain people no longer feel safe approaching you. Not because you've changed in ways that are threatening, but because your energy now holds boundaries, discernment, and a clarity they cannot manipulate. You've moved out of survival mode and into sovereignty. You've stopped proving and started preserving. And that shift, it's felt deeply. When someone tries to come back into your life, they don't find the open door they once walked through so easily. They find sacred stillness, a locked gate, not out of spite, but out of protection. You're no longer emotionally available to dynamics that dishonor your intuition. And while this may feel isolating at times, Spirit assures you, it's alignment. The number 777 may begin to follow you now, reminding you that divine intervention is happening behind the scenes to protect your field. You've become energetically expensive. Not everyone can afford your access. And that's not ego. It's evolution. You're finally choosing peace over people-pleasing, energy over obligation, alignment over nostalgia. That's the lesson. And those who truly see you will not be offended by your growth. They will be inspired by it. Those who are only comfortable with your wounds will fall away when met with your healing. And you must let them. Because your new frequency is not meant to keep you small, apologetic, or explainable. It's meant to carry you into rooms, timelines, and connections where your power is not just accepted, it's respected. So if you've been wondering why you feel distant from certain people lately, or why your soul is calling for more solitude, know this: it's not loneliness. It's preparation. You're making energetic space for everything that matches who you are now. And the more you honor that shift, the more magnetic you become to the life that was always meant for you. Keep going, Scorpio, because your silence isn't empty. It's sacred. And in the next part, you'll understand why your quiet evolution is the loudest justice the universe could ever deliver. And now, Scorpio, we arrive at the most powerful truth of all. Your silence has become your justice. You didn't fight back. You didn't explain yourself. You didn't try to convince anyone of your worth. And yet, your absence now speaks louder than any confrontation ever could. This is the energy of the High Priestess and the Justice card merged into one. Sacred, still, uncheckable. You've reached a point where peace became more important than proving, and that's where you're real. Power awakened. The universe saw everything they said behind your back. It witnessed every betrayal masked as love, every lie cloaked in politeness, every moment you swallowed your truth to keep the peace. And it kept the receipts, not for punishment, but for perfect alignment. Because karma isn't about revenge, it's about energetic accuracy. And now, those who once dismissed you must sit with the echo of their own actions, reflected back through the absence of your warmth. You didn't cut them off with cruelty. You rose, quietly, deliberately, divinely. And in that silence, the message became crystal clear. Not everyone deserves a second chance at your light. You've become the walking embodiment of sacred boundaries, and that in itself is spiritual justice. The number 222 may begin to follow you now, reminding you that balance is being restored, not through force, but through alignment. You're not being petty. You're being precise. You're no longer reacting. You're receiving. And everything you once tried to chase is now finding its way to you, magnetized by your integrity. So if you felt tempted to break your silence, to explain one last time, or to make someone understand, pause, breathe. You've already said everything through the way you've healed. And Spirit wants you to remember, the loudest thunder is often heard after the quietest storm. Stay with me, Scorpio, because in the next part, we'll reveal why you were chosen to be the lesson they never saw coming. And now, Scorpio, the question arises, why you? Why were you the one who had to carry the weight, endure the silence, hold the truth, while others projected their shadows onto you? The answer isn't punishment. It's purpose. Spirit chose you to be their lesson because your soul holds the frequency of transformation. You don't just go through experiences, you alchemize them. You transmute pain into power, betrayal into wisdom, endings into sacred beginnings. You were placed in there. Life is a divine mirror, not to break them, but to invite them to see what they refused to confront. Your depth wasn't meant to entertain, it was meant to awaken. And when they mishandled that sacred invitation, the lesson did not disappear. It simply shifted. You became the karmic echo, the soul-level reminder, the unspoken truth walking in human form. And that's why your presence now stirs discomfort in them. Because Spirit uses you as a vessel, not of punishment, but of revelation. You were their test, Scorpio. A test of integrity, of loyalty, of emotional maturity. And whether they passed or failed, the ripple is now returning. The number 444 may start appearing in your life, a sacred sign that you are divinely protected. As the lesson continues to unfold, you are not vengeful for being chosen. You are sacred. And those who didn't recognize your worth were never meant to carry your light into the next chapter. You were never too much. You were always the catalyst. So when you feel the ache of loneliness or the confusion of divine detachment, remember, you were never abandoned. You were elevated. Spirit hid you from those who were not ready, not because you were weak, but because you were holy. Let that truth settle in your chest. You are the wake-up call they didn't expect, but desperately needed. And in the next part, you'll see how this sacred lesson is turning you into something even more powerful. A living embodiment of karmic balance and soul-level grace. And so, Scorpio, here you are, not just healed, but whole. Not just surviving, but radiating. You've become the living embodiment of balanced karma, and your presence now carries the quiet authority of someone who has met their own shadow and made peace with it. You no longer speak from a place of needing to be heard. You speak when guided. You no longer give to be seen. You give from overflow. And that is rare. That is sacred. You are now walking in what many only preach, true alignment. Your very existence is a testimony to what happens when pain is transmuted instead of passed on, when cycles are broken instead of repeated, when boundaries are honored instead of breached. The number 8 may begin to follow you now, symbol of infinity, of karmic flow, of energetic mastery. You are no longer part of the karmic loop. You've become the balance that ends it. And that's why people stare longer, fall silent around you, or shift their tone in your presence. They don't always know why, but their soul does. It recognizes a vibration that no longer plays by the rules of fear, ego, or need. You didn't force closure. You became it. You didn't chase justice. You are it. And this new energy? It doesn't seek revenge. It emanates redemption. Even those who once wounded you now feel a strange pull, not toward reconnection, but realization. They begin to see what they lost. Not just a person, but an energetic access point to divine truth. And you, Scorpio, must not dim for their comfort. You are here to hold the frequency of truth, healing, and universal order. The universe is flowing through you now, not in chaos, but in rhythm. And the more you honor that, the more doors will open, without force, without effort. This is sacred magnetism. Stay close, because in the next part, we'll explore what this power truly means, the spiritual meaning of justice for Scorpio. And now we arrive at the heart of your sacred journey, Scorpio. The spiritual meaning of justice, not the justice the world teaches, but the one your soul remembers. True justice isn't about getting even. It's about restoring divine order. In the realm of spirit, justice is not a courtroom, it's a vibration. It's not about someone finally apologizing. It's about you no longer needing the apology to move forward. You've evolved beyond the desire for fairness and stepped into a higher frequency, karmic balance. Where Libra holds the scales of reason, Scorpio holds the depth of consequence, the energetic aftermath of every choice, word, and intention. That's why your justice is felt, not seen. It's why people can't quite explain why they feel exposed in your presence, or why they suddenly feel the urge to reflect when you speak few words. You hold a vibrational mirror that shows the truth without judgment. And in that reflection, spirit works. The tarot cards that reflect your journey now are Justice and the High Priestess, symbols of spiritual law and sacred silence. Together, they remind you that your power lies not in proof, but in presence. You are the embodied frequency of what's true, what's lasting, what cannot be faked. That is why you are chosen to hold this level of truth. The number 1212 may begin appearing now. Confirmation that your soul path is aligned with divine justice, that what you lost will return in higher form, and that what was taken will be replaced by peace that cannot be stolen. You're not seeking balance. You are balance. You're not enforcing karma. You are its natural return. And your life, as it continues to unfold, will be the testimony of how spirit rewards those who walk in integrity even when unseen. So walk boldly, Scorpio. Your presence is permission for others to rise. And in the final part, we'll close this journey with the truth you've been living all along. You didn't need closure because you became it. And now, Scorpio, as we reach the end of this message, we return to one powerful truth. You didn't need closure because you became it. The moment you stopped explaining, stopped defending, stopped trying to fix what was never aligned, your soul stepped into its full authority. That's when the shift happened. You didn't scream. You didn't announce your evolution. You simply rose. And in your rising, you allowed every energy that could not rise with you to fall away. That is sacred closure. That is divine justice. The kind that doesn't need witnesses, doesn't seek applause, because it's written in energy, not in words. The number 999 may now appear in your path, a sign that this cycle is complete, and a new chapter is ready to begin. Not one born from pain, but from purpose. You no longer live to be understood. You live to be true. You no longer seek approval. You walk in alignment. And the world around you will either rise to meet you or dissolve in your stillness. Let them. Your light isn't meant to convince. It's meant to confirm. And those who are meant for you will feel that resonance, not because you chase, but because you are. So keep trusting the quiet nudges. Keep honoring the signs, feathers, numbers, dreams that whisper your next step. Spirit is walking with you, guiding you toward the spaces and souls who don't fear your depth, but treasure it. You are not revenge. You are revelation. You are not proof. You are prophecy. And the more you lean into that truth, the more you awaken others just by being yourself. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. Thank you for holding your power with grace. If this message resonated with your soul, like, share, and subscribe, because here at the Mystic Astrozen, you are seen, you are safe, and you are supported on your divine path. Until next time, trust your transformation. You are the karmic balance the universe has been waiting to express.